Hi, I'm Karen, founder of Quiet Mountain Wellness, where we are always for you. In today's video, I'll talk about the importance of learning to be brave and how we can cultivate that ability in our daily lives. See you on the other side. We each have an image in our minds about what it means for us to be brave and for others, as well as who we expect to be brave in our lives. As children, we may look to our parents or maybe an older sibling to be brave. We might even look to the movies for superheroes that seem to be strong and brave enough to always save the day. We may appreciate or even envy those who are brave because we may not feel that or see ourselves that way. Needless to say, the world will certainly give us opportunities to practice our bravery, and when we do step into them, it will be much wiser to do so with a sense of humility and vulnerability in our bravery, rather than looking for opportunities for mere bravado. For bravery and bravado are not the same animal, if you get what I'm saying. So each one of us will have ample opportunities in our lives as we grow confidence and skill and clarify the ways we'd like to exercise our inner bravery. Though for many of us, it may take time to develop and ripen before we actually start to feel a sense of duty and comfort with it. The kind of bravery I'd like to focus on is not the kind that comes with brute force and physical strength. It is rather the one that grows from within, blooming from a place of deep wisdom and integrity, compassion, and love of duty to help one another. We all need each other because at times you might not have it on your own to be brave, while someone else who is with you might be able to step into that role. Keep in mind those roles may be just as easily reversed at another time, and so the cycle goes. This bravery within is cultivated in our daily lives through defining and holding our own set of morals and values which help us to clearly identify the territory that we are defending with our attempts at bravery. Having defined the space of our values where our integrity and best intentions live, it will help us to be more efficient and effective in our efforts to be brave. We know what we are being brave for. We believe in it. We believe it's worthy of our efforts, and those feelings reflect a powerful authenticity. The more our clear values come from our highest selves and are for our highest good, the more octane they have when we express efforts or actions of bravery in our lives. That being said, most of us have experienced traumatic events in our lives. These traumatic events can leave pockets in our ability to think clearly in times of urgency when we may need to think and act with bravery. We may shut down or panic rather than step forward and take brave action. Of course, no one wants to think of themselves as cowardly, but maybe this experience is simply good information showing there is healing to be done. There are morals and values still to be defined in your mind and heart, healthy lines to be drawn, and new stories that reframe our trauma into experiences that will make us feel stronger and braver instead of weaker or victimized. As we begin to see ourselves succeeding in small efforts, we'll begin to feel more uplifted. And this is a sign of a positive energy change. You see, each of us has an energy signature, so to speak. Just like a musical note has a unique sound and resonance, so do we. Our job in this life is to raise our vibration by healing and peeling away the layers of what is not true about ourselves so that we can access and integrate our highest strength, wisdom, compassion, and love. Using these with integrity will support our ability to be more naturally brave. Remember that this is such a personal process. We each must begin at our own beginning and walk it out our own way. Doing so will help us arrive at a happier and freer ending, where we feel we can stand up for what is the most authentic truth to us and be brave in our efforts to stand for it, or if necessary, to defend it. Keep in mind, bravery does not mean combative. Bravery in this context means being able to hold your position from the highest available vibration, to stand with purity and inner power, to know when words are needed and when they are not. This bravery will also direct us to know whose words we will take in with sincerity and whose we won't. There needs to be no conflict about it. Simply standing in what is right is the power behind bravery. This means that we must practice daily to stand in what is for our highest good and the highest good of others. This is not really an easy job, but it is a necessary one. Practicing being brave in the small things will help you to be brave when the big things come along, because by practicing, you create a vital strength of values that lives in your heart, in your soul, mind, and in every cell of your body. It feels not just like it's a part of you, but that in another form, it is you. Rather than spending time worrying or getting caught up in the media that brings news which is not really very comforting or stabilizing, we choose instead to spend time in contemplation about what we believe and why, about what feels right in our bones. We simply spend time using every opportunity, both large and small, to ask, how can I be more brave in this moment? How can I meet this circumstance with a higher level of bravery than I did yesterday or the day before? What small, self-honoring step can I take that will lift and strengthen my healthy perspective? If you do take this action, notice how you feel afterward. Do you feel a sense of upliftment, a sense of relief, a sense of knowing that it was the right thing to do, even if it was a little challenging? No one can change in great leaps overnight. But as the world continues to change, if we simply stand still and watch in fear, or even worse, in horror, then what are we preparing for? To be unable to act if necessary? These are times when it helps us to intentionally set emotion aside and logically assess and clarify what it is we need in order to live in integrity with our highest wisdom and feel safe and stable. Write those things down and review them often. What do you feel you stand for? Can that be seen in the way that you live your everyday life? If not, then ask yourself, how can I build my integrity and consistency of the thoughts and actions that I value most? What decisions would I have to make to create greater specificity and clarity in my life around what is actually right for me? Where do I believe I need to respond in my life with greater wisdom and integrity? These are the steps that we stack one upon the other, which will lead each of us to be brave in our lives and do it in the ways that are the most natural and authentic to our own deepest selves. When you see something that upsets you, ask yourself, what are my views on this? What do I believe that is different than what I'm seeing? And what does that say about me? Such questions strengthen your values and define what you stand for based on your deepest wisdom and inner intelligence. These characteristics you can count on rather than taking someone else's word for something. Knowing ourselves and the deepest values and desires we hold create inner strength and support for each of us to become braver in the most powerful ways. Remember, strength comes from alignment. The more parts of us that align with something, the more energy we have to give to it, and therefore, the stronger we become. Another way of saying this is there is strength in unity. I hope that you'll play around with this a little bit in your life. Just experiment. Explore what you fully believe in, and then let it start taking deeper root in your psyche and hold it as your truth. Hold it in your heart and mind and strengthen it at every opportunity so that you can also begin to relax into your life in ways that you may not be able to at this moment. Life can challenge us, but when we have greater clarity and focused alignment, we also have greater understanding. Defining our beliefs from the highest source of wisdom within, then we're preparing ourselves to move and live with more confidence, integrity, and self-honor. So when, not if, the opportunity arises for you to exercise your own sense of bravery, it will feel like power. It won't feel false or forced. The actions will come more naturally and feel more authentic and empowered. This is a beautiful goal. It's one that you can continue to work on for life that will help and support you and all. As the future becomes our present, I can't think of many more things of greater importance than standing in our own sense of bravery and stepping up for what is right, true, and for our highest good, today and always. Remember, life is better being brave. If you enjoyed today's presentation, like, share, comment, or subscribe, and join our community. It is always my goal and my honor to share with you the very best of what I know. You can trust that at Quiet Mountain Wellness, we are always for you. Thanks for watching.